Welcome to our setup video. We're going to show you how to set up the My Smart Mirror product from scratch. You should have at this point plugged it into a power source and the tablet should have powered up and be ready to start the configuration. So you're going to jump into the settings cog and then go to My Account, and then you're going to click register. So at this point we need to register our device with Amazon, so you need an Amazon account for this. I'm expecting most people to have an ID and a password for Amazon. If you haven't, there's a new to Amazon button there and you can essentially create yourself a new account. So you'll fill in your user ID and your password and then hit continue. I've got two-factor on mine, so it's asked me for a PIN code that's been sent to my mobile. So I'll enter that. Okay, it's going to ask us if we want to enable location services and save the Wi-Fi password and save our photos. Choices that you need to make with the tick boxes. And it's going to do a little bit of setting itself up. It's going to ask a series of questions. Do I want a child profile? No. Okay, registration is complete. We now go back to the home screen, and the next thing you'll need to do is set up the Play Store with a Google account, essentially, to enable you to get applications from the Google Play Store. I've already set this one up on my account. You'll simply, if you haven't set it up, it'll ask you for your user ID and a password for Google, and once you fill that in, you'll get access to the Google Play Store. If you're brand new to the Google Play Store, it's just like the App Store on Apple. Really similar, just lots and lots of apps in there, and some are free and some are paid. We provide you with an application which is for the Smart Mirror, so it's called My Smart Mirror application. So if you simply search for Smart Mirror in the Play Store, our one is the one there called My Smart Mirror Free Edition. If you click that application, select to install it, accept the privileges, once installed, then we can select to open it. Now it comes up with a choice of English and German language. It also has a button for free trial edition, but if you're buying one of our products you get given a code that's in the box. So you enter in a code that you got from in the box and then press the arrow key. You then get a choice of saving your data locally or creating a cloud account so you can synchronize. The cloud account is really if you've got multiple devices, and you can essentially sync all the mirrors all together with the same configuration. But for most people, save locally will be the preferred option. And then we're into the Smart Mirror setup screen. So hopefully fairly self-explanatory stuff, but we'll whiz through the menu items. So 12 or 24-hour clock, a digital or an analog clock, and if you choose analog you've got 6 different faces you can choose from. This one here is my particular favourite. Then your hometown location, so this is so that you can go and grab the weather, so if you just start to type where you live it'll find you and select that. Weather icon on or off, that's just whether or not you want to actually see the weather icon all the time in the picture frame. It's always going to show the date and time. The weather is the option. I like to keep that on. Then you got a Celsius or a Fahrenheit option for the temperature. Then we've got these schedules, so morning, day and evening. This essentially is time periods. So the earliest in the morning it will come on, so by default it's coming on at 6, and in the evening it's going off at 11. You can change that if you want to. If you get up, if you don't really want to see it till 7 in the morning, then we just simply change that till 7. And these are defined time periods, morning, day and evening, and what you can do is then choose what data you want to see in that time zone. So weather forecast, this is the detailed weather forecast. I like to see that all the way morning, day and evening. But something like the tube, I'd only possibly want to see that in the morning. If I'm a Londoner and I want to see the tube, let's just see it in the morning. I won't need to see it in the day or the evening. And then we've got train information. So trains, for example, I might only want to see them in the morning. I wouldn't really necessarily need to see them a day in the evening because I'm going to be at work. So in the morning I want to see the trains, I want to see the next live train information. So I'd enter in my local station, and it should find the station, which is Balcombe in this example, and then we're going to go to London Bridge. London Bridge, there she is. Okay. And then we've got road traffic, and again, if I wanted to see that, I'd enter in a start location and a destination and choose what time zone I wanted to see that information in. I don't need that one, so I'm going to leave that one off. The tube, I'll see that morning, day and evening, just as an example. In fact, I'll do the road traffic right now as well, just as an example. Let's turn it on. Let's just do a journey for me, which is where I live, Balcombe. Come on. So I'll enter in where I live. Then web page URL. Let's fucking do this from the beginning. And that's going to show our information. So with Reuters news there, we've now got the weather, 5-day forecast, next 5 hours and the next 5 days. Then we've got our Yahoo News headlines. We've got our BBC Sport. And you can put URLs in for fixtures and stuff like that in here, so you can see up and coming games, and you can sort of see results as they come in, which is really nice for sports fans. Google Calendar showing my entry just for a smart mirror switch off test. And then there's the London Underground status. There's the live train information for the next 2 trains, telling me that they're what time they are and whether they're on time or not. And back to the news headlines.